Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, everyone. Today has been a rainy day. It's been a nice day. It's been a little while since our last video. We apologize about that. It's been just kind of crazy. So we're back at it with some other things that need to happen. So you guys remember that I told you all about this feed. That's a lot of animal feed. And we're going to be putting everything into these barrels and getting all kind of our feed organized because it's been rainy. Next week is going to be tons of rain. It's of course entering kind of a rainy season, hopefully in the spring here. And we're gonna make sure these things are dry and everything's taken care of. Anyway, stick with us and we'll also update you on some buffalo. And hopefully some exciting news, but it's exciting given what happened last year. All right, stick with us. The task at hand is to get all this hay, not the hay, but the loose feed taken care of. So the way we've been doing this, we just get a shovel and we open this up. Let's see what I can do with one hand. Obviously not a lot. And so what we do is we just get the bucket and we open this girl up and we shovel it out. Wow, we're down there. Whew. All right, what we do is we put this here, we've opened her up, and we literally take scoop after scoop. Now I can't do this one-handed, but obviously this works pretty well. The only downside about it is when you start getting really low in the bag, like we are now, what happens is your shovel can start puncturing the bottom of the bag. So I don't like that. You can also puncture the sides. And if we were ever unlucky enough to actually have it puncture it, then we have a hole, right? And I just don't really want to deal with that. So we've talked about before is putting these things in these black barrels. We went and picked ourselves up all those barrels. We had 22, I think it was. These are some of the extra black barrels that we've had left over from times past. And we've got the ones that they're loading up over there. And we have these liners. Those are liners that my wife has just moved. That has 50 8mm thick liners for these guys. They should work and everything. So Dog and them just moved them all over here. Originally our design was to maybe bring all those sacks over here and use the height difference here, since I wasn't sure how high I could probably lift all of them, and then just stack all of these down here and drop all the feed in. We did test it out. It looks like I can lift these guys up pretty high, so I'm not too worried about it. But anyway, we've got these here. We're gonna grab all these pallets and go all the way back over to where the feed is and get some of this stuff put in. Since we are here, these little girlfriends, they were just up here. They come running up to us and everything else whenever we bring the truck by. And you can see she's waiting over there for her feed. I think that's what she's wanting. They're not being too patient right now though. And everybody else seems to be wanting their feed. They've gotten kind of used to the fact whenever we show up, we start giving them feed. But not yet, a little later. Okay, we've got our 6 pallets. See? Here they are. They came back. Let's see if they come up to the fence and say hi. What's up, girlfriends? Huh? Let's see if we can feed them something. All right. You can obviously tell they have not been eating all of their forage. Looks like 2 calves in that little acreage is fine. All right, let's get over back to the tractor and these bags and get loaded. All right, first step, we're gonna make sure these things have a bottom hole. They usually have a cavity or some way to drain it lift one of these guys up, check underneath it, because they usually have a funnel spout that pops out the bottom and undoes, and it just drains. I'm hoping this thing does, so let's lift one up and see. All right, so we've got this tractor staged. Pumpkin, you can go. We've moved one out of the way. Obviously, we're set for the second one. So our idea here is we're gonna lift this guy up, have all these barrels ready, and move them onto the pallet, and then start draining from this into those guys. So I don't have to move forward and back with this, hopefully. And I think it'll be a lot easier. Now, obviously, there's always issues that arise and complications that come up, and you never know. I think the last bag was ripping halfway apart by the time we got there and did everything. So, but otherwise, Bug is giving us our bags, right? Yes. This is the thick plastic bag. So these are actually pretty decently thick.
Here's the front.
Yeah, they should work just fine. Okay, we're gonna prep and stage 4 barrels here, and they're gonna go on those pallets. It's always comforting to know it actually fits, right?
Yes.
That would have sucked. Now what I'm actually hoping is that when we start dropping these in there, they don't come super fast, that all of a sudden it just collapses the whole sack in on itself. So that's gonna be their job. I'll be here on the tractor, and I'm gonna lift, they move, we fill. Hopefully it does most all of this. We will actually need 2 others, guys, because this holds 6 barrels to hold everything in here. You might have a 7th just in case. We're gonna stock the 7th. The next one's right up in here. Yeah, so I forgot, it actually holds, takes 6 barrels at least. The last time we did it. The one that we're working right now was the first one he filled when he got it out of the truck, and that one he loaded up a lot. So it's the heaviest of all 6 that we bought. So that was an adventure. All right, so the tractor just couldn't lift any higher. It was at the highest range. So that's the reason I couldn't. It was just, that's all it went. It wasn't a weight problem. But it looks like that sock coming out, I guess. Is that just too...
It's just powerful.
Still hangs too low?
And it's so wide opening that you just can't control it. It's so much coming at once.
Is there a way to just control half of it and clog half? And
I mean, I tried, but between Mari and
real
I,
fast.
so like it wasn't stuck up in there at all. It was all happy to come out.
Okay. Well, we're gonna move all of the extras to the back. And this one was definitely the biggest, and it took more than 6. Half-inch drive, baby. I would be struggling without this thing. Okay, we're going for round 2. We're gonna try and just choke the nozzle down. If we just, when we pull it out, if we can slide it along the bottom to allow us to choke it, then it won't come out like big old massive. That's an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll maybe dump a bunch. Who knows? Let's see. Well guys, we got hit with a little bit of a rain shower. The storm's gonna be passing soon, but it's coming down pretty good. I'd show you the buffalo, but I'd like to get a closer view of it. There are 4 females that were looking really, really close to having a baby. But right now when I look out there, I don't see any of them that have any babies. We'll try and get you a better view of it depending on when the storm passes. The second time went really well, actually. It got tiring to hold that thing closed. We do know that there is a tool they can use that kind of goes on the end of that sock that just levers it. I've seen it around. We may have to look into doing that next time around. But we've got these other 2 bags still left to do. At this rate, that's gonna be 14 barrels. We've got 2 on the end of this other guy, and then we'll have to use 3 of these pallets to go ahead and do it. I think we have enough, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe we don't have enough barrels, so we might still use some of these sacks for a while, but the rain. Looks like I might need to work on some of these downspouts. Anyway, it's a lot noisier underneath the metal structure when it rains, guys. Come on, girlfriends. Come on. These guys are starting to bother me. In other words, they're getting enough that I don't necessarily like walking in with them with a bucket full of feed. So especially as the years go by, or the year, they just make me a little more uneasy.
Bigger animals.
They say that a Rio Max isn't bothered by the rain, but if you look down here, you can see that's discolored. I think it does drain, or it, what do you call it?
Dissipate, disperse, water soluble.
So yeah, whatever. I think it does
dissolve.
make a difference.
There you go.
So I am going to try and come up. I've been thinking about a plan to cast my own bunk and see if we can get that covered up in a more robust way than our little mineral tub, that blue one that got destroyed. So hopefully in the next year. No promises. Well, with the rain passed and now we fed the animals, we're gonna wrap things up right now, catch you guys tomorrow because we want to finish that at least as much as we can. We will catch you up tomorrow. All right, day number 2, guys, we're back, and we spent the evening pondering and searching. I think we got some extra good ideas about this. All right, so the problem before is, you know, it's hard to sit there to hold it closed, and all that weight and the feed just wants to blow that sock out. So if we can restrict it, make it a little easier to handle as we go. So we're gonna use maybe some vice grips, or also these little clamp things. So I'm a little less optimistic about these. This has the teeth on it. I think it'll grip a lot better. We just need to pinch it at one spot pretty high up. So let's give these a shot and see how well this does.
You're gonna put him back there? That's not a bad idea, actually, because then the full ones are in the back.
And the full one's in the back.
Yeah.
And I can bring this one straight out.
Yep, and then we can fill this and move over and fill that section. So 2, 6, and then just one on. Yeah. I'm just gonna move this out of the way. Okay, yeah, 2 over there. All right.
All right, so what did you think of those clamps?
They're, the tool of choice. I have to find my little rubber tips.
You liked them better?
They're way better.
Better than the vice grip?
Vice grip, not so great.
So all these guys are done. Except that one sack, which we need to get more barrels. But I'm not too worried about it because we'll use that within the month. All right, so Clark is trying to get all this debris and feed out. We're trying to spread it out, get it away from the actual feed. What I don't like is to have like a bunch of rodents being attracted to everything over here. And so the bags has always been my fears. If we store these bags, which could take 6 to 7 months maybe to even go through all 6 of them, it would have left too much time for bugs to be able to come over, not bugs even, but yes, bugs and rodents to maybe start nibbling a bag away, and I just wasn't gonna have it. So I wanted something to put it in. So these are what we came up with. They're all staged, they're all set. We've got the liners in them, the lids are on them. Some lid systems are better than others. I like these guys where we just put a 1/2 inch impact and go at it. The ones like over there where it has like that lever arm isn't necessarily one that I really like, to be honest. It doesn't seal it really super tight. These are the original ones we had. So in all, I think they're really good. And I think it's a really good place to store all of this stuff. But it's just a lot of manual labor, and I don't like my family having to be underneath those sacks when the tractor's at full extension, right? So obviously it'd be better to have something there. There are other options. If you have options, let me know, but there are other options. One, you can get a feed wagon, big old feed cart. Just feed the animals right out of it. You can store 10,000 pounds, 6,000 pounds, 12,000 pounds, whatever it is. The guy comes, just dumps it and good. For one, they're expensive. Two, I'd have to buy a used one, and I haven't seen any good used ones, and even the used ones are like $5,000, and they're rust buckets. And three, I've seen people, even with some decent looking ones, still have some spoiled feed and everything because of condensation, or it leaks from up top, or whatever it is. So they're not necessarily the 100% perfect solution, guys. This isn't either. I understand that. But at least it's something we've got now, and all I had to do was spend 200 bucks on 20 of these black barrels, and at least it's something. This will protect it and hopefully keep it good for the 6 months that we're gonna use it. There's no solution that's perfect. Different environments probably require different solutions. So this is what we got for now. In the future, I think we'd like to do something different. Now, I'm gonna close it here. I promised you, I told you we're gonna go check out those buffalo. We're gonna put that in the next video. There are 4 buffalo in particular that look pregnant. Well, I should say they look like they're having a baby soon. Mary's one of them. We're just counting down the days. This is super exciting for us. Why? Because last year's crop of calves, we only had 2 out of 28 animals. So this one's super, super hopeful that we get a bunch of these guys coming, especially this early. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Let Clark keep blowing that out. Thanks for joining along, guys. We will catch you next time at Blackacre, and go check out the buffalo.